They also said they're going to address the lack of high-level monsters and high CR threats, which is interesting because no one plays the game above 10th level. Is it because they don't have things to play above 10th level because they're not in the books, or is it because the game is broken? It's the chicken and egg. It's like I remember when when any of these books first come out, and we're doing this actually happening to us now in our games, is that I'm running two Pathfinder campaigns and they're both exactly at the same level. And once they got up to like level 14 and 15 and 16, they're fighting the same creatures. It's suddenly like they're fighting very different creatures at the lower levels, but as they get to the higher levels,
there's just not as many.
Right. There's just not as many. So they keep fighting
Not
the same
everyone's
ones.
as dedicated as your players, Steven, that they make it to level 16.
Right. But it is fascinating because as a GM, I'm like, oh, I already know how to run this monster because I already used it a couple of weeks ago.
Even though PF2 mostly, I think, works at higher levels. That was one, for me, that was one of the big things I was trying really hard to do, because it's easy for someone to say online, even someone who's designing a game, to be like, well, that's only these high levels that don't come up that much. We don't care, right? Yep. It'd be like, design some busted capstone ability. It's just a capstone. It's aspirational. But for PF2, we actually did care about the highest levels, and I thought that was really cool. And I play a lot. I played a lot of high level play in systems that were very unbalanced, and that I needed to do a lot of work as the GM to make it work. And I took that experience toward PF2, and I think we do have high level play that works, and I'm so thrilled about it. But even then, you don't get to it very often, even though it works. So, like, it's tricky. And if you focus too much on having the book that's all the high-level monsters, it's not always going to sell as well as the book that the more usable monsters. Unless you make it a coffee table book that is just like bragging rights. This has all the archdevils and demon lords in here. Some people might buy it. I call it a coffee table book because it's got these art and these really badass creatures that you're never going to use, but you just think it's cool to have them. Like, that's really your only way to do one that is all high level, or that has too many that are high level.